All right. Let me know when you guys can see the title
Yep.
slide for today. All right. Thank you guys
Yes.
so much for hopping on. Thanks for bearing with me for a little bit of those technical difficulties, getting my computer repaired currently, but we are ready to rock and roll. So this is our new hire training for July. We have a bunch of great stuff for you. My name is Adam Peterson. I'm the account manager for South Chicago, Central Illinois, and I host these training calls for you guys every single Monday at noon. So thanks again for joining us. I know the last couple weeks we had a holiday, so we did not have the training calls, but bearing any holiday, every Monday at noon we will host these calls to make sure you guys are as successful as possible in your doors. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is for new hires. We want to make sure you know the priorities. What should you guys be focusing in the month of July on? And then how can you succeed with all of these priorities? So we're going to talk about the family plans and add-a-lines. We're going to focus on the multiple line plans. Instead of anything you get more lines. If you get a 2-line deal or a 3-line deal, that's going to help the 3MR or the lifetime value of your customers. Because if you think about it, if you have someone else attached to your phone bill, if you don't pay it, everyone's phones are turned off. So we want to make sure we continue to focus on our feeding plans and our add-a-lines. Next, we're going to talk about the big hot button item of the month, the EBB program, the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. That is a program where your customers can get hotspot for free or even a phone for free, phone service for free as well. We're going to get into the network upgrade. You'll hear it known talked about as SDDN. That stands for same device, different network. This is a huge priority because come January 1st, that old network's going to be turned off. So think of it in terms of SN SIMs, the old Sprint network, TN SIMs, the new T-Mobile network that we're all using. We still have a large chunk of our customer base on those SN SIMs. We need to move to our new network. And then we will talk about your value-added services. Value-added services, BYOD, bring your own device, is our last priority for July. All right, so let's start and dig into the family plans and add-a-lines. So as new hires, you guys should be gurus of a couple things. The most basic and simplest things you must be a guru or a master of is knowing your phone offers for the rate plans and knowing your physical devices in your store so you know what to offer your customers. So the bread and butter plans that you guys are going to be selling all day, every day are our $50 and $60 plans, and then our add-a-lines on top of that. These are our market-leading plans. They're out there. They're very competitive and beat most everyone in the country. And if you look at everything you get with these, the add-a-lines are such a great price. Only $30 for an add-a-line on a $50 plan, so you're at 2 lines for $80. You want to do 3 lines, it'd be 3 lines for $110. Just keep adding that $30 fee on there. Now, we also have our $60 plan, which you can do a $40 add-a-line or a $30 add-a-line. You can mix and match. Some people think if you do the 60, you have to do the $40 add-a-line. Not necessarily true, but if you want some of the benefits that come with the $60 plan, like more hotspot and high-definition video streaming, you would want that $40 add-a-line. These plans are combinable with each other, so just like I said, you could do a 60 and a 30, you could do a 50 and a 40, but what do we see mostly? 50s and 30s, and then we do see mostly 60s and 40s because they want that high-def video streaming. All of these, all the phone offers we have are combinable with these plans, so if you ever have a port-in deal, those are all eligible on our $50 and $60 plans, as well as our $30 and $40 add-a-lines. We do have some lower-priced plans where you can get plans as low as $10, $15, $25. This is basically to keep your customers from walking out the door, and these are BYOD plans. So the 10, 15, 25 is a bring your own device only plan. Honestly, I would advise you guys focus on your 50 and 60. That's going to be your bread and butter. If you are looking to get more add-a-lines, you can mix and match that to get some other family plans. But again, these are out there, so you need to know about them. But your bread and butter all day is going to be your 50 and your 60, as well as your $30 add-a-line and your $40 add-a-line. All right. So when customers walk in your door, and we want to talk about family plans, being more out of every customer walking into your store. When you think about Boost stores, right, all of your guys' stores are specialty stores. What I mean by that is if you go into a Best Buy or a Costco or a Sam's Club, there's 1,000 different products for customers to choose, right? But if they come into your store, they're looking for one thing and one thing only, that is Boost Mobile. You guys don't offer, Jello or milk or anything like that. They're coming in for Boost Mobile. So when they come in, you want to have your pitch down and your greeting down to get the most out of every single customer, to start gearing towards that pay plan, start gearing towards that add line. So it starts with the art of the greeting. The greeting I use most often, and it really truly works. I promise you guys use this in the store, you'll see success with it. Customer walks in the door. Hi, are you here for our promos? Very quick, very easy, right? Now, any type of customer coming in any scenario, this greeting is going to work. Okay, so you're going to have a scenario where everyone loves a promotion, first of all. Oh, what kind of promotion do you have going on, right? It's going to create dialogue for open-ended questions. And so customer comes in, oh, are you here for our promos? Oh, what promotions do you have going on? Then you qualify. Well, what carrier are you with currently? How many lines do you have currently? So you figure out who that customer is with, figure out how many lines you can pitch them. But it doesn't matter who it is, because there's going to be a promotion, whether it be an add-a-line promotion, whether it be a new customer promotion, a porting promotion. No matter what customer's in there, you're going to get a promotion. Customer comes in, hey, are you here for our promo? Yeah, I see you the iPhone SE for $99.99. We sure do. How many lines are you looking for today, right? So this is a very simple, easy way to increase your add-a-lines. Never assume a one-line sale. So many times when I secret shop people, a lot of times if I go to a store and they have a new employee, I like to just pretend I'm a customer, just not to criticize or look for anything negative, but just to get a baseline of where are your opportunities, how can I help you? Because my job ultimately is to help you guys make as much money as possible. If you guys are getting paid, that makes me very happy. So I want to make sure you're getting the most out of every customer, and don't ever assume that free phone deal. When I'm secret shopping these stores, so many people will just pitch me one line, right? You don't ever want to do that. You want to make sure you're qualifying. How many people in your family? How do you like to use your phone? Do you watch streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Vudu, right? And it's by asking those questions, you can really uncover that need. But you don't ever want to assume a one-line sale. You always want to get more. So let's go back to this greeting. Hey, are you here for our promos? No, I'm just here to pay a bill. Oh, that's great. We have promotions for our bill payment customers as well. You can get a $200 phone for as low as $10 with an add-a-line today. Is there anyone in your family who might need to add a line of service? Right, so it's very easy. So even that customer that says, no, I'm just here to pay my bill, I can offer them a promo. If they want to know what our promos are, I qualify them, good to go. Try it in your store today. You can try it with 5 or 10 customers, see what kind of response you get. I promise you're going to get very positive results from this greeting to help you guys and your add-a-lines. All right, next let's move over to the second priority, which is the EBB program. Going to focus a little more on this one because this is the hot button item that your Boost field reps will be talking about in-store visits. We'll be talking about on in-store visits, and most likely we're going to be side-by-side selling and help you push these guys. So what is it? It's a government program that has specific rules for people to qualify. It's the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program is what that full acronym of EBB stands for. So the rules apply. It's for people with low income. So they do have to have proof, whether that be if they're on SNAP, if they're on WIC, if they get help with food, clothing, or shelter, food, clothing, or shelter, or if they, well, there's a variety of different methods. If they make under $20,000 a year, they can still qualify. Even if they don't have WIC or any programs like that, they could still qualify based on low income. So you guys know your customer base. This seems to be really well for a lot of our doors in Chicago. They're cranking out 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. I'd either do 12 of them on Saturday. So you need to make sure you're an expert in this to really crush it. You guys are going to be the enrollment representatives in charge of creating the login for these applicants. You do have to complete training. Every single rep in your store has to have their own login and ID, as this is a government paid program. They don't want you sharing with other individuals. And you also have a tablet that has the Quest app where you can process that information for a customer, and you do have to take their picture on that Quest app to verify they are who they said they are. And when you sign up, you'll take a picture of yourself as well, again, because the government sponsored this. Now, there is a workaround to this that I will get into in a second, but I want to tell you the official way first before we get into that. So again, if you guys are new, for new hires, you must have a RAD ID. I told you everyone has to register for this. Your dealer principal should be able to help you create a RAD ID, or the link here on this deck, which I will send the deck out to all of your DCI account managers. is here. You can send the email to this lifeline.rad.org/rad.
Hello.
And I won't go through the whole thing, but you can verify that way as well. And someone, I think you might not be on mute. If you can please mute your phones. Thank you. But once you get your RAD ID, then you should be able to get your link to complete your training. The training doesn't take long. It's a few videos. It takes maybe about 30 minutes. Your dealer principal can send you the link for the training. Again, after you have your RAD ID, you must have the RAD ID to get through the training class. If your dealer principal can't find the email from, it would be from a sender called Emerios, E-M-E-R-I-O-S. If they can't find that, reach out to your Boost Mobile account executive, and they will forward you that email so you can complete your training. But this is key. This should be done, but as your new hires coming on, clearly, you know, the process is new for you. So we need to get you guys enrolled and sell in this ASAP. Shouldn't take more than a day to get your training done and get you ready to rock and roll and sell. Now, there's two plans for EBB. There's a hotspot plan and a handset plan. The one want you guys to push the most is your hotspot plan. This is $0 to the customer. You get 35 gigs of high-speed hotspot data. There's no bolt-ons on this. You can do a 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabyte data add-on pack, but I advise against that because it's going to be more of a headache than needed, because the government pays for that 35 every month. They'd have to come in for the extra $5 or $10. So it just makes it a little bit hairier. But the base plan, $35 or $0, I'm sorry, 35 gigs of high-speed data. This is huge, all right? The cost to the customer is only $25. The hotspot itself, the puck, costs the customer $25. There's no setup fee with the mobile broadband plan. So for $25, they're out their door, and they have an extra 35 gigs of high-speed data. Now, think about all the customers that come in and they complain that, hey, I only have 35 gigs of data, my phone gets so slow. Well, guess what, Mr. and Mrs. Customer? I have an option for you where I can see if you qualify, and you might be able to get an extra 35 gigs on this data. So now your phone has essentially 70 gigs of high-speed data. Does that sound good? I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. You know, and then other questions I have to qualify. Okay, perfect. Were you by chance affected by COVID last year? Did it affect your income, or did you get any benefits for food, clothing, and shelter? You know, if they say yes, they get benefits. Like if they're on SNAP or they're on WIC, it's a slam dunk. You know, I had multiple ones I saw last week that they weren't on any of those programs, but their income was affected. I said, okay, do you think you made about less than 20 grand for the year? They did. All right, well, let's go ahead and run it. I think you're going to qualify. They qualified. They're good to go. They came in complaining about data on their phone. They walked out with a EBB mobile hotspot. Now, we have a $0 handset plan as well. This $0 handset plan essentially is everything that's on our $50 plan. They get limited talk, text, data, and 35 gigs of high speed, and then that data will throttle down. There's a 12 gig hotspot included as well. Now, with the handset, again, they cannot do any bolt-ons, so they can't put protection, boost shield, any of that stuff on there. Now, the reason we want to push the broadband over the handset plan, right? As I mentioned at the start of this call, you guys' stores are all specialty stores. So if they come in, they're already looking for a phone. So don't just send your inventory out there, you know, when you could have got that sale anyway. It's that broadband piece that they're not necessarily coming into your store for, where you can add on to that sale, get that additional customer. And if you look at the numbers of what we've sold so far, about 90 to 95% of all these EBBs that we've sold in the market have been on the mobile broadband plan. Very few, about 5% on that handset plan, because that's really not what we want to push. To me, I utilize that as an offer just to make sure the customer walks out the door. So they come in, I ask them if they're here for our promos. I pitch the add-a-line. You know, I pitch the family plan. They say no to both of those. I'm pitching the mobile broadband and give them extra data. They say no to that, and they're going to walk out of my store. Wait, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, one more thing. What if I told you I could get you a phone today? You just pay for the price of the device and the setup fee. The phone does charge us a $25 setup fee. But you can sell like a Weco Ride 3, that plus setup fee, you're still around less than 110 bucks. Less than 110 bucks out the door, and you got a phone that you don't have to pay a bill for at least 6 months. You know, so that's when I use that. It's my last tool in my toolkit, just to make sure that customer does not walk out of my door. So again, how do you pitch this? You want to offer hotspot, the mobile broadband, to every paying customer. Do you by chance qualify for any government assistance program to help with food, clothing, or shelter? The reason I ask, if you do, there's a great chance I can get you a hotspot with 35 gigs of high-speed data. You don't pay anything. You get 6 months to a year of coverage on this. All you do is have a one-time $25 payment for the device. The reason I say 6 months to a year is you have at least 6 months. The rules of the program say the hotspot will be free up to 6 months after the government declares the corona epidemic over, or COVID epidemic over. So we have time for that to expire, and we have a Democratic president. I don't see a program like this going away in 6 months, to be honest, but they may have to re-up and requalify. All right. And another way to pitch this is offer EBB phone as a pivot to overcome any objections to an add-line. If the customer says no, again, that's why I use that option for the phone as the backup phone, something for their kids, whatever the case may be. And then again, if you don't feel comfortable asking, do you by chance qualify for government assistance programs? A great wording to pitch for those customers is, were you affected by COVID last year? And if you were affected, you may qualify for a new EBB program, which you can get 35 gig hotspot for free for every month for up to 6 months to a year. All right, so these are just some really easy how to pitch the program to your customers. But after you pitch it, obviously you need to know, how do you do the transaction? All right, I'm going to show you 2 quick ways. The first way is the standard process, which they want you using. They want you to have the tablet in the store. This is the kind of official way to activate these phones. So you're going to go to that checklifeline.org, which is NATVer, stands for National Verification. When you guys take the training, they'll teach you all about it. But you're going to do your application via NATVer. Importantly, use the last 4 of the Social Security number when you run this, because it gets much more accurate results, is what we're finding. You know, there's this thing that says Social Security number, then it says driver's license. It's an either or, it's not both. So go with the last for the social, don't worry about the driver's license. Now, once you're done with using NATVer on the website, which you can do on your tablet if you have it in store, on a computer, or even on a phone. Once that's done, you're going to go to your tablet on your Quest app, and you're going to run the Quest app, and you get the promo code. Once you get the promo code, you're going to go into the sales portal, activate the phone. When you get to the screen that says select price plan, you enter that promo code in, and that will then, those $0 plan options will show. Don't pick a $50 plan option for a hotspot. I saw this the other day too. Customer or a dealer was signing a customer up. They got to that screen and they just clicked the $50 broadband plan. No, the mistake they were making is they didn't put the promo code in to get the $0 plan. All right, once your activation is done, you go back into the Quest app and update the phone number and the confirmation number, and then you're good to go. Now, in this standard process, when you're using the Quest app, you have to get pictures of yourself, you got pictures of your customer. So it is a little time consuming. Now, here's an alternate way, and I'm going to tell you this way is awesome, and this is what I was doing in my stores last week. We've verified with the Boost. This is approved. As a workaround, if you have maybe an employee who has an issue with providing their driver's license or anything like that, you can kind of get around this by using this alternative method. So number one, you're still going to go to that checklifeline.org/lifeline. That's NATVer, National Verification. That's always your step one. You kind of read through it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Fill out the information for the customer. They have to create a account through NATVer. Now, when they're done, you can go to the site, which is accessible from boostmobile.com. We have the link directly to it in this deck, the boostmobile.com/plan/EBBP. And this is smooth, right? So this is what I was doing last week. You go on here, you click on check eligibility, and then it's going to ask you to put your zip code in. You put the customer zip code in, you click start. From there, you're going to enter the information for the customer exactly how they did it in NATVer. Nothing can be different there. The spaces have to be the same. The capitalization has to be the same. You'll get an enrollment number, and then the last 4 of the Social Security number to get the promotion code. So once you get them all set up, and they're all signed up in this, and you've not only signed them up in NATVer, but you sign them up on the Boost website as well, you can log back in, check eligibility, click on this time. You're going to click on existing customer. You'll have their enrollment ID, and then you can enter their enrollment ID and the last 4 of the Social Security number. You enter the little thing that says you're not a robot. You click on continue. From there, you'll see this is a major key here, right? Because when I was doing this, I was like, oh, I don't see the promo code. There's a little power icon. Almost looks like if you play video games, like an Xbox power button, a little circle with a line in the top. But you click on service activation. You just click on that, and that's when that promo code will pop up. So you want to leave the screen open. Now you have their promo code. You go into the sales portal. You do your activation as you normally would. When you get to the part of the plan, you apply code, put it in there. Then that $0 plan will show up. You finish your activation up, then you go back to that screen that you had the promo code on, click the 2 boxes, and enter the phone number assigned to their hotspot. And yes, even though it's just a hotspot, it will have a phone number assigned. So that is easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. I mean, very, very quick. So before I jump ahead to SCDN, any questions on this EBB method? All right, and again, we will send this deck out. So it sounds like you guys are all going to be experts. I promise you, this is a lifesaver. When I started using this, it just made it so easy. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to speak up anytime, but this is a really easy way to do it. All right, our next priority we're going to talk about is SDDN. That stands for Same Device, Different Network. So why is this so important to us? Again, that network is going to turn off January 1st. So we have what's July 12th now. So we're on the downslope. We have less time than we did when we started the year, obviously less than half a year left. So we need to make sure we crank these out every single day. No customer should be coming into your store and have a device that's eligible and you guys are not flipping them to the new network. Now you'll see in ePay, you want to look at the promotions on the bottom. ePay will notify you that customers are eligible for the free SIM offer. Under promotions, do not proceed until you have swapped those customers. Just make this mandatory. If you can swap them and it's as easy as a SIM swap, do it right away. Now, in some circumstances, the customer may have to get a new phone. That's a little bit different. You have to have that upgrade conversation with them. Or you want to check where they live at, make sure they do live in an area where we do have coverage. Obviously, if they live in an area where there is no coverage on the TN network, I would not advise them to switch over. But provided you're in an area that has coverage, 100% of the time, you should be switching these customers over. All right? So most of these customers are going to be auto-mapped already. So it's going to be very easy, SN to TN switch. And you'll see if the customer's network upgrade eligible, it'll tell you in the portal what exactly is needed. So for example, if they just need to do a SIM swap, you pop it in as auto-mapped, you're good to go. If they're on a plan that's not eligible, it'll tell you if they need to change their plan. The majority of times they should be fine. Let me just kind of go to the summary slide here. So there's 4 scenarios, right, when customers could be doing this network upgrade. So customers who are on the SN, the old network, the Sprint network, with a TN capable phone, and that's auto-mapped, right? So that's a customer, they've had their phone for a while. It is TN capable, but they had that old SN SIM. So you're going to process the portal via the network upgrade flow. It'll auto-map. There's no charge to MRC, no impact to service. And the pitch to these customers when they're eligible, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. You're eligible for a brand new network upgrade on your phone. It's going to allow you to talk on the phone and surf the internet at the same time. Something we've been wanting for a long, long time. We finally have it. It's free. It doesn't affect your eligibility at all, right? So that's easy. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2, a customer who's on the old network and has a TN SIM, but that plan's not auto-mapped. Now, these should be few and far between, now that we've had this going on for a while. Almost all plans are auto-mapped, but in case you're into one, the system will force a plan change. We're going to pick an available plan. The MRC will not be charged, and there will be no impact to upgrade status. All right, now, the third scenario, a customer who's on the old network, the SN network, and wants to go to a new TN device. So this customer would be doing basically an upgrade, right? These are your upgrade customers. You put them on the new network. So you do your device swap as you normally would, and that would obviously affect their device upgrade, and you upgrade them and put them on the TN network. Last scenario, customer who's on the SN network and wants to go to a TN device, but that plan is not auto-mapped. Then in that scenario, which again is going to be rare, you'd have to do their upgrade as usual, put them on a TN device, but then they would have to change plans. Again, most of these plans are now auto-mapped. Even legacy plans we no longer offer, like the 4 for 100, those are auto-mapped where you can just pop the SIMs in and they don't have to change them. So, back when it started a few months ago, that wasn't the case, but now these are pretty much all mapped. So it should be quick, easy, SIM swap. The only time you really are going to have any other conversations if the device is not TN capable, in which case they would need to get a new phone. which guess what? They're going to have to get a new phone one way or the other before January because that phone will no longer work once that network is shut off. All right, let's hop into some value-added services. So again, this is anything you're going to add on to bundle with your sale. So we're talking about Boost Shield, international calling, premium caller ID. Every customer should walk out of your store with at least one value-added services. And what I like to use mostly is the assumption close. So let's say we had a customer and they were just looking for one line. They, you know, it wasn't a family deal. We talked out of lines, but no, it was just one line. Okay, and I qualify them. Do you watch streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Vudu? It's one of my favorite qualifying questions because it takes me from the $50 plan to the $60 plan because, again, that 60 has high definition video streaming. Okay, perfect. For $67 a month, you have unlimited talk, text, data, and you have high definition video streaming plus protection on your device. So what I throw in there is called the assumption close because I just say plus protection on your device. So whether it's 57 or it's 67, or say it's a two-line deal, I would say instead of saying 80, let's say it was a 50 and a 30, I wouldn't say 80, I would say $94 per month, right? Unlimited talk, text, data plus protection. If you do the assumption close, you will see you get accepted far more often than you get it denied. If you tell a customer, let's say $50 plan, you clicking through the activation, do you want to add an extra $7 for insurance? They're going to tell you no because you didn't position it correctly. No one wants to make their bill go higher, but if you start there, if you start at 57 for that same customer, and you have to go down, guess what? You can do that very easy. There's a reason why companies like McDonald's bundle sell. They don't pitch items one at a time. You get a number 3, a number 4, whatever meal deal is your favorite. You don't order 2 cheeseburgers, a fry, and a Coke, right? They bundle everything together, and the prices, it's much easier for your customers, and you're just going to get a quick yes. So again, the 2 for 80 pitch, I'm saying 2 for 94. And the power of the words, if you notice when I'm pitching this, I keep saying protection on the device, right? So 2 lines would be unlimited talk, text, data, plus protection around you $94 per month. You also get 10 gigs of hotspot per line on that as well. So customers don't like to pay for insurance, but they do like to have their device protected. So when you're pitching to your customers, always use it as protection and not necessarily insurance because it just, what sounds better in a customer's head, it's a buying behavior word. Also, remember for your value-added services, the international calling, to ask your customers if they have any family that lives in Mexico or Canada, as we do have our $5 international calling plan available. All right, we're almost at the end here. I know I'm at 30 minutes, so let me quickly just talk Smile Dial with you guys. So as new reps, you need to complete DNC training in STAR. That's do not call training. And you need to complete Smile Dial training as well. So we've given you 3 trainings today, right? EBB, DNC, Smile Dial. But once you can make your Smile Dial calls, this is great. So if you have a slow day, what activity did you do to drive traffic back into your store? They have this now divided into 5 boxes. They even have an SDDN SIM swap box that was just added about a month ago. So you can look at these customers, and these are your own customer base that are eligible to come in and get their free network upgrade. So you can see every customer who bought from your store, you can bring them in, you can switch them over to the new network, tell them they can now they'll be able to be on the phone, answer at the internet at the same time, and it's no cost to them. So you guys should be closing that box out ASAP. You also have your customer loyalty box, which is customers who've been with you over 3 months. You can use that to check and see if they're upgrade eligible. You can pitch upgrades to them. You can pitch add-lines to them. It's so many leads at your fingertips. It's unique to Boost. No other company has this. You guys have to take advantage of this. I recommend 20 calls per day at your store. All right, guys, thanks for hopping on. Make sure you guys are looking like a pro. Take pride in your store. Remember, as the frontline sales reps, your attitude and enthusiasm are going to play a huge role in your individual success. It starts with your greet and smile. Very simple. You're not a clerk. You're a solutions consultant. This being in wireless is a career. And remember, when you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you're going to sell good. And when you sell good, you get paid good. So be that go-getter in your store. Have that positive attitude. Maximize every opportunity that comes across your way. And make sure you have the professional employee appearance. You have to have your Boost branded shirt or name tag in at all times. Don't come in like, you know, you're working at a garage sale. You guys are professionals. There are no corporate owned Boost stores. They are all locally owned. So you guys are the face of the brand out there in the front line. But that is all I have for today. With that, I will open up. Are there any questions? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have a great one. We'll chat with you soon. Thank you.